11/20/26, and this is your Wheel of Fortune Wednesdays live blackout reading. Now, please do be reminded, YouTube, that these messages and readings are for entertainment purposes only. So make sure you are consulting with the Most High, going within, trusting in your very own intuition, wisdom, and guidance before you reach out to two and or four divination. All right. So we are starting out with the Spiritual Symbols Oracle card deck. The first card that came forth is the orbiting card, and it is reversed. So there is something here about ghost others, but still interacts or views accounts via social media stories or posts, gives others a false sense of hope of reconciliation. Wow. So is someone playing mind games with someone? They are viewing the social media post of someone to give a false sense of hope or reconciliation. I don't know. Well, maybe the person who you're viewing is not interested in reconciling. Let's keep going. The second spiritual symbols card that came forth is the Bola card here reversed. Keywords and phrases include divine feminine, celebrations, prosperity, promises, potential generosity, ritual fruitfulness. So someone may be, I don't know, hovering over a divine feminine social media post or whatever, but she is in the energy of prosperity, celebrations, all right, generosity, fruitfulness. Okay, I don't think she's hoping to reconcile. There's no reconciliation card, but we can keep going. We'll see. Maybe it can come out later. The rebuild spiritual symbols card is here reversed. It says established, communicate your own boundaries. Established. Communicate your own boundaries. So maybe this divine feminine is saying that she is established. She has established her boundaries, and maybe you should do the same instead of orbiting her social media post. I don't know, being delusional, thinking that she wants to reconcile with you, and you're playing these invisibility games, okay? I think that's gonna work. I think you would have to actually see her face to face, communicate with her, right? Like the card says, rebuild, established, communicate your own boundaries. So the next spiritual symbols card, the last one that came forth, is the anarchist spiritual symbols card, and it came out reversed. So keywords and phrases include rebellious, freedom, liberation, free speech, break up establishments, firm beliefs, autonomy, philosophical. So this divine feminine is free, okay? Maybe she put up these boundaries and this broke up an establishment. All right, she liberated herself by being rebellious. All right, standing in her firm beliefs. All right, now she has autonomy. Okay, now let's go to the What's Gossip Oracle card deck. Master Messiah, what's gossip card would like to come forth? Woo, with a message for this reading. When I split the deck, the no filter card is here trying to come out. It is upright. Keywords and phrases include speaking your truth, authentic communication, raw honesty. This is how I really feel. So this divine feminine is saying that she speaks her truth. All right. She communicates authentically. All right. There are no filters. It's raw honesty. All right. What she presents is how she really feels. And she's asking you to do the same thing in your future. Okay. Not with her. I don't think she's interested in someone who's not able to communicate. All right. Who's just going to be orbiting around in the dark. Okay. I mean, do you feel like you're not masculine enough to come face to face, or did you do something? We're in the Kim Mayfield Tarot Oracle card deck. We have the feeling trapped card upright. So you feel trapped. Keywords and phrases include self-limiting beliefs. But maybe you only feel trapped because of your self-limiting beliefs. All right. I honestly think if you were able to match the same energy or mirror the same energy as her, right, being able to communicate in an authentic manner, all right, maybe there would have been a promise here, okay, of something, all right? Maybe you would have been able to build something, all right? But the break up establishments card excuse me, anarchist card with the phrase breakup establishment is telling me with the endings card here at the top of the deck in the Kim Mayfield Tarot Oracle that she definitely ended something. So you're orbiting her social media posts with the hopes that one day maybe she would consider reconciling with you. But again, there's uncertainty here with the feeling trapped card here upright. Uncertainty, feeling confined, lack of direction, needing release, letting go. So you feel uncertain, you feel confined, you have a lack of direction. Maybe you're not able to follow your intuition, maybe it's blocked, okay? You need some kind of release. I'm not sure if this is some kind of physical release, but that surely is not going to get you in the door with her at this stage in life. All right, letting go. You may want to let this go, okay? One must be mindful of their attitude towards themselves, okay? Maybe you need to treat yourself better. Maybe you weren't able to treat someone in the past, maybe this divine feminine, worthy, all right? Maybe you chose to treat her less than, like a less than human being, like you turned your nose up at her. Maybe you felt like you were better than her. I don't know, maybe you had same sex attractions and you were competing with her, thinking that you would be able to pull more men, more DICK, more COCK than she could. I don't know. You tell me. Stop engaging in negative thinking, is what the feeling trapped card upright is saying. Release old beliefs. Negative thoughts as a whole new world will be opening up. So just release these old beliefs. Okay, they haven't gotten you anywhere. This negative thinking, all right, you need to reprogram your thinking or go to one of my videos and where the word proc is a hashtag, okay? Any of the three Aramaic words, shivak, proc, all right? I can't think of the last one right now, but there's a new world ready to open up to you if you're able to do this, okay? Releasing these old beliefs, these negative thoughts. It will free you up to connect to your higher consciousness, okay? And that is what Gnosis is all about, all right? Gaining knowledge so that you are able to gain higher levels of awareness, okay? To know you are a pneumatic with the divine spark and you are able to return to the pleroma heaven, all right, once you gain gnosis. So let's talk about the endings card here upright. Keywords and phrases include transition, change, letting go, spiritual transformation, sudden or unexpected upheaval. So here's that phrase, letting go again, all right. Something has changed because you weren't able to communicate authentically with a divine feminine, all right. She is moving on, all right? She has let go. And maybe this has left some type of sudden or unexpected upheaval in your life. But the endings upright card is saying that spiritual transformation brought about by grief, loss, and heartbreak. So maybe this grief, this loss, this heartbreak will bring about your spiritual transformation, right? A difficult transition from an old situation to a new beginning. So this may seem like a difficult transition, all right, but this situation is old. Why are you orbiting her social media posts when she's long gone? She's in celebration, prosperity, divine feminine energy, all right? So the last one is embrace this change, even if it is difficult, because it is leading you to your higher path. So if you can let go of these negative thoughts, okay? Let go of this idea that you are going to be with a divine feminine by never coming to her face and being your authentic true self. You think you're going to just stay in the background and hover over her social media accounts. I mean, I don't know, maybe you're doing love spells, I don't know, whatever, but that is never going to work because you have to match her vibrational energy. All right, she's not in the background hiding, right? She's not in the background doing things to defile herself, right? She's not doing anything to lose her connection with the Most High. If anything, she's turned her life around, right? Maybe she did have FBs and FWBs in the past, or she was living a life of sin or whatever. Maybe, she was indulging. But at this point in her life, all right, she is being her authentic self, communicating authentically, all right, with everyone and whomever she crosses, okay? Even with herself, she's being authentic too, all right? She's not perfect. She's not claiming she's perfect. She's not flexing. All right. She's just embracing herself along with her imperfections, and she's in love with herself. Okay. She's learning how to love herself now. Okay. Because of what she has experienced in the past. And if you embrace this change, like I said, it is leading you to your higher path. All right, I don't know. Let's go to the ancient Paleo Hebrew letters. Master Messiah with ancient Paleo Hebrew letter would like to come forth with a message for this reading. Please speak to your children. The ancient Paleo Hebrew letter is here, upright. Keywords and phrases include strength, leader, first, authority. Picture of an ox head. So, this feminine energy, she is in this strength, inner strength, okay? Authoritative leadership energy, all right? She has always known she was first and not last, the head and not the tail. Even if she did experience poverty at a young age or poverty in her adulthood, okay, she managed to overcome that poverty some kind of way, all right? She's able to make something out of nothing. Maybe it's because of her state of gratitude, right? Even if it appears that you do not have a lot, all right, there are certain things, for example, okay, and I know people are going to say, well, I don't want to eat that every day, but let's take, for example, soybean, all right? With the soybean, you can soak it, right? The next day, drain off the water, boil or put the soaked soybeans and water in a blender, right? Drain it, boil the strained milk and make soy milk. You can then use the soy pulp, which is called okara, to make patties, right? You can use the soy milk to make tofu, right? So there is an expansion of the food. So you're not, I don't want to get into processed foods or whatever, but I'm saying there is a way to have more than enough to eat when it seems like you have very little, because there are foods that expand, all right, that have many uses, okay? With sake kasa, you can make sake, okay? With kuzu, you can make cake. With sweet rice flour and azuki bean dessert, you can make mochi. There is just so many things you can do with certain foods that expand, that give more. So I don't want to go off on a tangent with that, because I don't know, too many people feel limited, all right? Because you're going to the grocery store, right? You're not able to understand the health benefits of TEFF grain, right? The Ethiopian bread injera is a flat bread, okay? Very nutritious grain, right? The soy flour, okay? If you roast soy flour, okay, it becomes a powder called kinako, Kinako, and you can sprinkle this on ice cream, right? It increases the protein content of whatever food you sprinkle it on. You can also use the roasted soybean powder to make milk, where you don't have to go through the process of soaking the soybean, right, overnight, draining it, and then blending it with water to filter it through a cheesecloth, right? Save the pulp as okara to make your patties. Maybe you can add seaweed flakes, kelp, to make a vegan fish patty. I don't know, go crazy with it. I don't know. Anyway, it's time for us to realize that we have everything that we need, but we are missing knowledge. All right, let's go to the what's gossip. No, what's news? Oracle card deck. We already did what's gossip. That was the no filter card that came out. That was showing divine feminine. So the skirt card is here upright, right? So maybe divine feminine thinks that you are a runner. SKRT. That's what you like to do. Skirt, right? Make that quick getaway, right? You're the runner. You like to escape commitments, right? Recalling card is here upright. She remembers, all right? This is what she reminisces on. And the supersize me card is here upright. Not only does she remember you being a runner, but you were excessive, way too dramatic, overindulging, doing way too much. Way too much, right? All right, let's go to the Love Oracle card deck. Master Messiah, what Love Oracle card would like to come forth with a message for this reading? Please speak to your children. Speak, Master Messiah. Soulmates card is here upright. I don't know. Maybe this was some type of deep love. You know, you had a connection with this divine feminine, excuse me. There was unity here with this divine feminine. The resistance card is here upright, but you were too timid, right? You were suppressing your emotions, right? That you really were a secret admirer of hers, right? Why couldn't you come to her face and tell her that? Why are you still orbiting as if she has eyes in the back of her head, all right, in the dark, well, she's able to see you, a snake, all right? Why would divine feminine be looking for a snake? Stop acting like a snake. You are a human being, a pneumatic, possibly with a divine spark. Okay, I don't know if you haven't sold your soul. Hopefully you haven't, right? So behave that way. Claim your divine origin and your divine inheritance. The character oracle card reader is here upright. So this divine feminine is an explorer of information. She is a seeker of knowledge. That is why she is where she is right now in life. She studies, okay? She researches. She desires to gain more gnosis, more knowledge, all right? Let's go to the kimMayfield Dirty 30s Oracle card deck. Wow. When I crack the deck open, First Lady is here upright. Pastor is here reversed. Please, no. All right, First Lady, let's talk about it. So, a karmic pastor is in this situation. There's a First Lady here in the upright. Let's go to the kimMayfield Gnosticism Tea for Me Oracle card deck. Let's see if we can break it down. Break it down, Master Messiah. I call in Sophia, the divine feminine guard, who no archon can pass. Thank you for these messages in Master Messiah's name. All right, what do we have here? Oh, we have the 7 Greek vowels card, Omega. So we're talking about Saturn. That is the traditional sphere. And keep in mind that Saturn is also an archon gate. So there are 7 archons and they guard the 7 planets. So modern quantum biohacking parallel, color association, ultraviolet, black. All right, these are the colors associated with this Greek vowel Omega. So 1, it is referring to completion, transcending the time code of the simulation. Number 2, the void, the dark light of the pleroma that exists beyond human perception. All right, so however that may resonate to you, I don't know, maybe someone is in, I don't know, what it is, a fraternity with the Greek letters. I don't know, maybe Omega is significant for you. I don't know, maybe you're being called to renounce. I'm not sure. The next card is Gnosticism. The 7 concentric celestial spheres. So 7 atmospheres, like I was just telling you, surround the earth and separate humanity from the higher spiritual realm, right? Each sphere is ruled by a malicious entity known as an archon, who acts as a jailer to prevent the soul from escaping the material universe, right? So, on the back of the card, the seven spheres correspond to the seven classical planets recognized in antiquity. So, number one, the first sphere, the moon. The archon's name is Horaios, Horaios, or Athoth, Athoth. Google AI mode. So, number two, the second sphere is Mercury. The archon's name is Adonaios, Adonaios, or it is spelled Eloaios. The third sphere, Venus. The archon is Yao, or Astaphios. So, Yao is spelled Yao, or Astaphios is spelled Phaios. So the fourth one, the fourth sphere is the sun, the archon. Oh, wait. I am going to have to correct. Um, I am going to have to correct because I double copy the third for the fourth. So let's move to the fifth, and please double check today on Google AI mode the third sphere and the fourth sphere, okay? Because the third sphere is Venus, the fourth sphere is the sun, but I have the same archon for both, so I have to figure out which archon is, you know, goes where. That was my error, my typo. Please forgive me. Let's move on. Number five, the fifth sphere is Mars. The archon is Sabaoth, or Elohim. All right. Now, Sabaoth is the only archon, right, that was able to confess, repent, and ascend. So keep that in mind. Sabaoth is spelled Sabaoth, or Eloiein. So the sixth is the Jupiter sphere. The sixth sphere is Jupiter. The archon is Adonai, or Yabel. So it is spelled Adonein, or Yabel. The seventh sphere is Saturn. The archon's name is Ialdabaoth, or Sabbation. Ialdabaoth, or Sabbaton. All right, so that is to familiarize you all, okay, with each archon, because these are the gatekeepers, okay, the prison guards of each sphere. When we are crossing over, when we are met with the moment of DEATH, okay, we must have the consciousness and be aware of the seven spheres that surround the Kenoma, where we live, the material realm, Earth, okay? Kenoma, Kenoma, right? If we understand that we must answer certain questions, we must have certain knowledge, then we will be able to ascend through all seven spheres to reach the eighth, which is the Og Doad, and beyond, okay? The higher realms, which is our origin, where the streets are made of gold, and gold is basic there, okay? Just like silver has been basic here but is increasing in price now. But just imagine, right, if this was let's say a complete image of the heavenly realm, the streets would be paved with silver here. All right, but Yalda by oath, the demiurge is only able to create a knockoff, right, a knockoff version, okay? So let's see what card is next in the Gnosticism T for me Oracle card deck. The Archon Attachment Feeding Cord Attached card is here. So it came out reversed, but upright it speaks of fear, guilt, shame, feeling unworthy, feeling like one is in a breadcrumbing tactic maze. So maybe you felt like this in the past, like someone was breadcrumbing you. Aha, maybe this divine feminine was being breadcrumbed, but she is the one that is generous, fruitful, prosperous. So how are you going to breadcrumb someone who has all of the resources, all right? Violent drain of energy around 3 p.m. Maybe this is what you were trying to get this divine feminine to experience, experiencing false synchronicities. 333 may not always be angel guidance. I had not a Mercedes Benz, it was a BMW. Gosh, what was it? It was one of the small ones. 330i, that's what it was. And my license plate had 333 in it. And I was a big Doreen Virtue fan back then. She is an ex tarot card reader, and she renounced tarot card reading and, accepted salvation through Jesus Christ. And, I wish her well on her spiritual journey. But I remember her teaching angel numbers, right? And 333 meant that the ascended masters were near. So when I would be driving my 330i BMW, I always felt protected because I had 333 on my license plate. All right. But demons like to desecrate what is holy. All right. So the 333 may not always be angelic guidance if an archon is involved. So on the back, we're in the book of Yohanan, John chapter 3, verse number 3, 5, 13, and 16. Verse number 3 reads as follows: Master Messiah answered and said to him, Truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born from above, he is unable to see the reign of Elohim. So I feel like verse number 11 is saying that we have to be born after death, okay? When we release this physical body and our consciousness rises up, that was never born, all right? And that can never die, all right? Rising above the spheres, okay? Being born through the spheres, ascending through the spheres, back to the pleroma, back to the monad. All right. So maybe he is saying, gain this gnosis to be born through these spheres. Okay. Traveling through these spheres is being born into a world of fullness, right? Where you have everything in fullness. There's no lack. There's no pain. There is no deception. There is no unrighteousness. Verse number 5, Master Messiah answered, Truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born of water and the Spirit, he is unable to enter into the reign of Elohim. I'm going to have to go on Google AI mode to get more clarification on verse number 5. Verse number 13, and no one has gone up from a Gnosticism perspective, okay? Not from a Christianity perspective. Let me put that in there. Verse number 13, and no one has gone up. Listen carefully. Verse number 13, and no one has gone up into the heaven except he, capital H, he who came down from the heaven, the son of Adam. All right. So again, Master Messiah came down from the pleroma, from heaven, right, to teach us how to get back, right, to heaven. He's saying because we are not going up or we are not remembering our origins. Because why don't we remember? The demiurge created the physical vessel, remember, so they cause amnesia. They cause us to go under a deep sleep once we agree to reincarnation because we are not aware of our origins. We don't know where we are supposed to be going at the moment our consciousness rises at the moment of death of the physical body, all right? So they take advantage of that. They put you into a deep amnesis, all right? And they tell you, well, don't you want to be reincarnated again so that you can take care of your children or you can make sure your pets are safe or that you can, they want to bind you emotionally to the material realm so that they can continue to what? Feast off those lower vibrational emotional energies, right? So if you are aware of who you are and you know what your divine origins are, when they ask you, who are you can say, I am a child of the light, right? I am a daughter of Abba Father. Not I am Kim Mayfield. I was born in Tyler, Texas, raised in Houston, joined the Army at age 19. First duty station was Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Then I got orders to go to Heidelberg, Germany. That's where I ended up, getting divorced from my first husband who proposed to me when I was in boot camp. I got married six. No, you are a daughter or a son of Abba Father, a child of the light. Your origins are of divine origins, of the heavenly starry realms, okay? That is who you are. You can't get there and think that you are still the physical, the human. You're not. Your divine origins is the divine spark before, okay, the physical vessel, right? And no one has gone up into the heaven, right? So Master Messiah is saying, this is why I came from the pleroma to the kanoma to teach you all how to get back to the pleroma from the kanoma, all right? We all are from the pleroma. So Master Messiah decided to come and show us how to do it. So don't focus on his death, all right? We don't serve, or we don't have a dead master. Master Messiah had a glorified body that was seen after his supposed death. So we have a living master, okay, who has said in scripture that even though he will not be here with us in flesh, he will be here with us in what? Spirit, right? And those what? Who worship him in what? Spirit and truth. So that means you don't intentionally lie, right? You do not intentionally cause your neighbor, your brother to stumble, right? You don't call someone Raka, right? It says so in scripture. So, verse number 16, for Elohim so loved the world that he gave his only brought forth Son, so that everyone who believes in him should not perish, but possess everlasting life. So, what is this verse saying to us? We have everlasting life. There is a better place, and we are from that place, and it is of divine origins. It is what gives us our divinity. It is the divine spark that is within us. If you put your hand on your chest now, that is your divine spark. If you feel chills in your body, that is why. All right? Connect to it. That is the piece of the monad, the divinity that is within you, right? So, I don't know. I think we can end this reading here. I don't want to make it too long, but thank you all for joining me. If you made it this far, all right, I hope you enjoyed the rest of your blessed beyond measure day. All right, remember, Master Messiah loves you most of all. He doesn't want to see any hurt, harm, or danger come to you. So do your best, to stay on that narrow path, all right? Studying, gaining gnosis so that you can be born through the archonic seven spheres and be born into the streets of gold, divine origin, place the pleroma where we are from. Oh no, if you are a holic, continue to study, all right? If you are a psychic, continue to study. If you are a pneumatic, congratulations, all right? I will be back soon with another live reading in Master Messiah's name. Good luck to you all. Shalom.